awaken. We wanted to give you guys an update on baby Aeshwynn. So he is doing 29 days now, so we're super excited. We have a bunch of updates that we wanted to do. We've been really busy, so not as much time to post as we would have liked. So a couple of updates is that I started taking the Pepcid instead of Tums. The doctor did recommend it. My OBGYN did recommend the Pepcid. Totally way better. I just take one a day now. I'll still take Tums every once in a while on top of it, but it's way easier to deal with my acid reflux. So huge recommendation for the Pepcid. The other thing is I'm still using the gentamicin, which is the antibiotic that I put in my bladder. That's been working really well. It's really decreased my symptoms for the urinary tract infection, and I also still take the D-monos to help clear out the E. coli, which is actually resistant to the gentamicin. So between those two, I've been really healthy overall. The biggest thing I really wanted to share, and we wanted to share with you guys, is how I'm staying healthy and what I'm capable of doing in my condition, because a lot of people don't understand when you're in a wheelchair what you're capable of doing. And I think especially also being pregnant, like people probably think I'm just like in my chair all day like pregnant, and that actually can be really hard on me because I'm an extra 40 pounds. So sitting gains a lot of pressure. So I really 4 days a week, I have 2 days a week that I either go to massage, and I also get adjusted by a chiropractor, which she also specializes in maternity, so she's really familiar and she's like super helpful, really amazing woman. So her name is Dr. Pace. She's through Universal Health Institute in Chicago. So today we are going to be getting an adjustment. So they have these wonderful pregnancy pillows so that we don't put any pressure on the baby. Getting adjustment has been a really big key to my pregnancy and also my recovery. And then I also go to physical therapy at Next Step Chicago. They specialize in spinal cord injury, and they've been so super crazy supportive of like my pregnancy and like helping me figure out, okay, what can I do now, because I still want to be in physical therapy. I still want to keep standing. So I've been doing sit to stands. So we'll put electrodes on the legs, nothing near like the baby. The baby never gets affected by the electrodes. So I'll have 2 electrodes on my quads, and then 2 electrodes on the glutes. I was doing the hamstrings too, but so 2 electrodes here, and then we use, it's called the Excite machine, and then I will do sit to stands. We usually do 3 sets of 10, so I'll do 30 sit to stands, and I just feel so amazing after that, being able to stand and keep standing in my condition. I haven't been able to use my standing chair as much. It's not as cohesive with holding me up with the new baby belly, so that's been huge. And then after we do the sit to stands, we've been really problem solving, and I've been bringing in different baby items to support me being independent with my child. And I want to be able to be independent. I want to be able to change him. I want to be able to shower him. I want to be able to go in the car alone with him and take him wherever I want to take him at any time I want to. So our first problem solving that we did, and this one kind of took a while. So the first thing we did is we had a Kidco like swing, which I got. It's you guys will see it. A Kidco swing. We have a weighted baby, which is Cabbage Patch Baby, and so a weighted baby. So it really helped me like learn to move him around.
Baby right in like this. Okay. And then when they're little, you can keep their legs all curled up in there.
Yeah.
And they can stay right there.
Okay.
And then you take the bottom piece, just pull it up over. So you can like kind of keep their head out.
Okay.
Or pull it up over your head like that, and then they can just stay right there.
Yeah, not as hard as I thought it was. But there's like a million different
Yeah, and it kind of just depends.
And I was always worried like come untied and the baby would fall out or something.
No, I mean I would like walk the dog with this
Okay.
and the baby, and like it's never a problem.
Okay.
Alright, and you just kind of tuck them in there.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. But the other thing that you can do is like, is this piece, you can open it up so it's bigger.
Okay.
So you can pull it like
Okay.
all the way around the baby and make like little
Oh.
like that. So they kind of stay in that pocket in there.
Okay.
And then they're in there.
Hang it out.
Like, yeah.
And then you have both arms.
Yeah, and then you have both arms. That's the most important.
Yeah, that's the most important.
Right.
How do they breathe? How do they breathe?
How do they breathe?
Oh, you just kind of keep them like, I just turned her head like a little bit to the side. But it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
And then I would like kind of switch her over and like turn her head the other way so she didn't get like tortillas.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she loved it. She would just sleep in there.
Yeah. Well, say they want the baby close.
Yeah.
Alright, incoming. Putting the baby in the car seat. Aeshwynn, here we go, little guy. Oh. Okay, almost secure here. Pull this up. Okay. There it is, and he can breathe. Well, let's put your little arm in here, okay? I'm trying to get free, I see already. That's what babies do. Alright. Alright, and now we're gonna come out. I'm gonna turn all the way around, I think. Oh, that was like amazing. So much easier with that car seat.
Problem solved. It is way easier.
Yeah.
And you're a week bigger.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit so, sure it is. Because I mean, it'll okay, that'd be great.
Awesome.
So that was super amazing. And then the next problem solving that we did at physical therapy, which really, I told them, I was like, you guys are so great. This is really occupational therapy, but they're super supportive. And we went into pushing a stroller. So
just because I have a stroller, I made sure I got one that's like a running stroller, because I was like, it needs to have big wheels, because I know what happens when you have small wheels. You get stuck on stuff a lot, and I knew if I'd be pushing a stroller, I didn't want to hit a lot of bumps and get stuck on things. So the first thing about the running stroller that's great is it has a strap. So I took the strap, because usually people put it on their wrists for the running stroller, and then I latched it to my seat belt. But there's other areas like you'd be able to latch it to, so that way the stroller can't run away from you. But it was way easier than I anticipated to push the stroller around. Like in the video, you can see that I'm inside, so there's still some problem solving that needs to happen when outside and being like on the sidewalk. But overall, I feel like I can be independent and taking the baby out in the stroller. I mean, it'll be a little bit more of a process, and obviously for the first like 6 months or so, the baby doesn't really go outside. So it's been really great, like problem solving and using like my different things that I've gotten from my baby shower, and them helping me learn how to transfer, and just practicing and feeling confident when the baby comes out. So this is something that every mother should have, and you can have occupational therapists, and you can get a prescription from your spinal cord doctor once you're pregnant. This is something that insurance does cover. So in general, most women in spinal cord injuries should get these assisted helps and different ideas to make you successful as a mother. Because we want to be independent, we want to be able to do everything everybody else does. We had about 27 people sign up to come to the virtual baby shower. And since I teach virtually online, it wasn't as difficult for me to set up. I did use Zoom for the baby shower. It was very successful, had a bunch of family members, a bunch of friends come. We played a game which is called like a poop diaper game, where you melt different types of chocolates in like 6 different diapers, and then I sent gifts to whoever got all of them correct. So I was able to do that through it's called Pear Deck. So then they would guess what kind of chocolate was in each diaper, but I actually gave them the options because I thought otherwise it's kind of difficult. So they did try to choose which type of chocolate was in each diaper. So we did that as a game, and then we went through all the gifts that I've received. I made a PowerPoint, which was way faster, through the virtual, and then we went through all of the gifts, and I had like a thank you from whoever it was from, and then there was a few gifts that were still needed to be opened, so we did the PowerPoint with the gifts that I knew who were from, and then there were some gifts that came through Amazon that needed to be opened. So then we opened those, and I was able to thank everybody for that. And then after that, my husband Aeshwynn put together a bunch of pictures of us and different ones for the baby. So it was really fun. I did have a couple of people here because of COVID times. I had a couple of people, just my sister, best friends, a couple of people here, not very many, at the house during the baby shower. But it was a really nice virtual baby shower, and so that was super fun. And then another thing we started doing is we're taking classes, because there was no Lamaze classes like that you're supposed to, like the breathing. And then also, because I'm in a special condition, I was like, okay, we can take this Lamaze class. It was gonna be $50, but it was only like a webinar, and I was like, I can learn this stuff on YouTube. Why am I gonna pay $50 for a webinar? So one of my PTs, she recommended Doula. So if you don't know what a doula is somebody who can educate you and also be with you during your pregnancy and your delivery. So they're very educated. My doula is certified. She's certified specifically in, it's called hypnobirthing. And so we've been taking classes now. We have 5 classes that we signed up for. She's super amazing. So it's really about having as much of a natural birth as I can, and really advocating for myself and what I want for my baby through my birth, because I really want to bring the baby into the world in a very mellow, very loving way, and to make sure that when the baby comes out, I'm not really, it's more about like, because us as mammals naturally can have babies and can naturally birth babies, it shouldn't be a traumatic event like they make it out in the movies. So I've learned a lot from her. We go through meditations. The goal is to not to have an epidural. I'm not getting induced. I'm gonna try to have the baby as natural as I can. Obviously the question is, can I feel the contractions when they come? As a mother, I feel like as motherly instincts, I will know when they come. I do have some sensation below my level of injury, which is right here. Like I can feel some pain in my hip. I know when my bladder is full. And there's different things that I'm aware of with my body. So I'm pretty sure I'll know when the contractions are coming. So we'll have to do another video later after we have the baby so we can really say specifically how I felt. And most of the women that I've spoken to, other women that have spinal cord injuries, and they said like in general we also have less feeling, so we should also have less pain. So I'm trying to go totally drug-free, no induction, no epidural. And also one thing I wanted to talk about is they really wanted me to have like a spinal tap because they said that, oh, you might have autonomic dysreflexia, which is something that happens with spinal cord injuries. And I told them I've never had it since my injury and I do not want anything in my spine. It's had enough trauma. And so they linked me with their spinal cord doctor, their specialist, and he agreed if I haven't had it in the past that we don't need to worry about that. So that's something that they might recommend if you have autonomic dysreflexia. I'm not saying you should do it or not. That's people's personal opinions. I just don't want anything else to go into my spinal cord that doesn't need to be. So we've been talking to the doula. We've been going through different birth phases because I don't want somebody to think just because I'm in a wheelchair that I can't move around. Okay, I don't want to be just stuck on my back, and because that's going to cause me, I think, more pain and discomfort. And I know when I move around, I'm going to feel a lot better. So me and the doula, we've been working on breathing, a lot of different breathing mechanisms to help relax the muscles, because you want your uterine muscles to relax as the baby comes out. And if you push and you grunt, that's actually the opposite. You're going to be restricting those muscles. And as an athlete, I understand that that's true. Because the more relaxed I am whenever I've played sports in the past, the easier it is, and usually the better I play, the more relaxed I am. So I know that the system of hypnobirthing is like, it's very scientific, it's very proven. They go through a lot of visualizations, a lot of meditations to really help like the baby naturally come out. As mammals, we've been naturally giving birth to babies for a ton of years. So the idea is to kind of get back to that, and I have a 24-point list that I've given to my doctor. Like I don't want my baby circumcised. I want to wait with all my vaccines for the baby. I had a lot of problems when I was a baby with vaccines, so I want to wait until the baby is a little bit more developed to give him any vaccines. And then I want to make sure that he comes skin to skin with me, and then I'm able to breastfeed as soon as I can with him, so that we can have that hour of bonding. So I asked to have the baby on my chest for at least an hour right after he is born, so that we can have that bonding time together, which is really important. And then that's also when the oxytocin is released and all these hormones are kind of happening right after the birth of your child. So having a doula has like really taught me a lot. A lot of things you just don't think about and you have no idea. So that's been super helpful. So we're taking 5 classes with her. She might be at our birth. We haven't totally decided specifically yet, and kind of depends on COVID and how many people we're allowed to have there. So I really recommend looking into hypnobirthing, and then to try to do it as natural as you can. Just because I'm in my condition doesn't mean that I shouldn't be allowed to try to have a natural birth like every other mother that wants to have a natural birth. Even though things might be more complicated in my condition, I'm still advocating for myself to have a natural birth and to have my baby come and Aeshwynn, to make sure he comes into this world very naturally and very lovingly. And I don't want any forceps. I said no forceps, no suction, obviously unless it's medically necessary. And there's, but we're pretty excited about that. So that we have that plan, and we have a list of music that we want to play. And I put that down on my 24-point list. If you want the list, I can share it to you. Just let me know. And then the last thing that we've really been working for is getting the standing chair, a new standing chair that I can use with the baby, that my power-assisted, my motion wheels can go on. So we've been fundraising for that. We have about $2,000. We tried one out, which was great, and it was an amazing chair, and I could even stand in it while I was pregnant. The only thing is it's $20,000, so we're trying to find one that's used, so that we can still get one to use with the baby. But $20,000 is like a new car, So if I can get one for like $5,000 to $7,000 that's used, that's going to be way more beneficial, because I want to be able to stand with him and I want to be able to move around with him, and that's also going to help with my recovery. So it's just going to make everything more accessible. It's going to make it more accessible for me to shower him, more accessible to kind of move around and change him and do different things. So that is our last thing that we've really been focused on and working on, is getting that standing chair, so that I can be more active with him, and it just makes things a little bit more accessible. But I really appreciate everybody who subscribes and everybody and I hope this is super educational. So please let us know if you have any questions.